Long ago, God's chosen people traveled through the wide and dusty desert for many years. Their long journey finally brought them to the edge of the special land that God had promised them. A new brave leader named Joshua guided them. A man chosen by God for this very important journey. Joshua was brave and kind, and he always listened carefully to God. He led the people with a gentle, trusting heart. Before they could settle in their new home, a massive city stood in their path. This city was surrounded by very tall walls that stretched high into the sky. It was impossible for anyone to get through them. This powerful city was called Jericho. It was protected by the biggest walls anyone had ever seen. The tall walls stood like giants, reaching up into the clouds. Down below, they cast big shadows across the ground. The city's heavy gates were locked and bolted tight. No one could go in. God's people began to feel worried as they looked up at the strong, unbreakable walls. Everyone whispered, "How will we ever manage to get past these enormous, strong walls?" Joshua, with unwavering faith, knelt and prayed to God. He asked him for guidance and a solution. God heard Joshua's prayer. He revealed a very special and surprising plan. God's voice echoed in Joshua's heart, saying, "Do not be anxious. A great miracle is coming." He continued, "But it is important that you do exactly what I tell you and don't change anything." God then instructed Joshua, "You must lead your people to march around the city once each day. You will march for 6 days in a row. The people must walk silently and steadily the whole time. During these marches, the priests will carry the sacred golden box. This is known as the Ark of the Covenant. 7 chosen priests will blow ram's horn trumpets with a loud, clear sound. But this is very important. No one else is to make a single sound during the marches. So, just as God commanded, every single day, God's people began their march around the massive walls of Jericho. With each steady step, 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 the only sound in the quiet air was the clear call of the priests' trumpets. The trumpets played a steady beat. Toot, toot, toot! A rhythmic melody while everyone else marched quietly. From the very top of the giant walls, the curious people of Jericho watched this mysterious march. They peered down, whispering amongst themselves, "What in the world are they doing with these peculiar marches?" For 6 long days, the routine was the same. Once around the city, then a quiet return to their camp. Each evening, the people wondered what the next day would bring, their faith growing stronger. On the morning of the 7th day, an air of excitement filled the camp. Everyone woke up extra early. Something special was in the air. This was the day when God would do something amazing. God then spoke to Joshua with another clear message. "Today, you shall march around the city not once, but 7 times. The people began their circular march, going around and around, counting each circle. 1, 2, 3. Their feet grew tired with each passing round. 4, 5, 6. But their hearts could hardly wait to see what would happen. After completing the 7th and final time around the great city, Joshua raised his hand high into the air. His voice, clear and strong, told God's people, "When you hear the long, sustained trumpet sound, shout as loud and as powerfully as you possibly can." Suddenly, the trumpets blared, a single, incredibly long and loud blast. And in that moment, all of God's people united their voices, shouting together with immense joy and praise. Together they shouted, "Hooray! Praise God! For he is mighty and true!" Then, something amazing began to happen right before their eyes. The very ground beneath their feet began to tremble and shake with incredible force. A very loud sound erupted. Rumble, rumble, crash, as the mighty walls of Jericho began to fall. The giant strong walls, which everyone thought could never be broken, tumbled all the way down, crashing flat like a pile of dust. All those enormous strong stones fell apart and scattered like building blocks. Through the dusty clouds, they saw an amazing sight. A clear path into the city. God, true to his word, had kept his sacred promise. He showed them his great power and faithfulness. The way into the promised land was now wide open for his people, because they had trusted and followed him. On that important day, God's people learned a powerful lesson. They understood that when we trust God completely and follow his ways, amazing things can happen. Even when his instructions seem confusing or even a little silly to our human minds, God is capable of performing truly amazing and awe-inspiring things beyond our understanding. Not even the highest, strongest walls can stand in the way of God's love and incredible power. Just like Joshua and the obedient people of God, you too can place your trust in him. When life presents challenges that seem so difficult or impossible to overcome, when challenges seem as tall and strong as the walls of Jericho, do not lose hope. Remember the miraculous story of Jericho's fall, and hold on to your faith with all your heart. God's strength is greater than any problem, and his plans are always perfect. He will guide you through your own walls, just as he guided Joshua. Trust in his timing and his wisdom, for he always has a special plan. With God, every challenge can be overcome, and every promise fulfilled.
I hope you enjoyed this story. Come back soon for more beautiful stories.